Good morning, here's my outfit of the day. Today everything I am wearing is from New York & Company. If you remember a little while ago, I wore an outfit very similar to this, but the top was just gray and the sweater was gray. But I bought all of these things at the same time because I enjoyed it, or I liked it. So these jeggings are from New York & Company. The top, the sweater is also from New York & Company. And then I'm wearing some gray flats that are Madonna's Material Girl line, and I bought those at Macy's a couple of years ago. And I'm wearing this Michael Kors watch here. And that's it. So I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Hey everybody, it is now about 4:45. I've been home for about 20 minutes or so. I was out today. I had a full day meeting with the other members of the district negotiations team as we continue to prepare to decide what we want to bring to the table when it comes to contract negotiations for the school year. So I knew I was going to be out today, but I had to get to work this morning at 6:15 because I had to get in and make sub plans. So a couple days ago, if you watched yesterday's Vlogmas day 7, I'm losing track. Vlogmas day 7, which was my Wednesday. I had a pretty rough day. Like, it started off rough. I came to work kind of in a bit of a mood because there were some things going on. And then by the end of it, it just had gotten progressively worse. And I think it was just one of those situations where life stress and work stress all got to be too much, and you know, you just get to a breaking point. So after the staff meeting, I went back to my classroom and I tried my hardest to hold it together. You know, when you feel like you're gonna cry and you are just like trying to will yourself not to cry. That was pretty much how I left the staff meeting. And then I was doing a pretty good job. I was holding it together, but then Liza came in to check on me, and then, you know, when someone comes to check on you, then it all falls apart, and then she had to witness my ugly cry. But I left there Wednesday night. I came home with every intention to go to work yesterday on Thursday. And the more I thought about it at home, the more I knew it just wouldn't be a good idea for me to go to work. I physically was feeling like I was coming down with the cold, and mentally and emotionally, like I just wasn't in a good place. And I knew that if I went to work on Thursday, I would not be a kind teacher. I would not be a patient teacher. I would not be a pleasant person to be around. And I didn't really want to put anybody through that. And I really just needed some time on my own to just be left alone. So I, at the last minute, decided to take that mental health day, which meant I had no sub plans in place when I left on Wednesday. So I emailed Cindy, my teammate, gave her some relatively scant sub plans, and she helped me out with the sub yesterday and made sure the sub knew what to do. But that also meant that I wasn't at school yesterday to make sub plans for today, which is the day I knew I would be out. So I woke up this morning at about 4:30, got to school by about 6:15. There's Genesis on guard duty. To make my sub plans, and by 7:30-ish this morning I was done and I left. I left the kids a note on the board saying, you know, I was out sick yesterday. Sorry I missed their pizza party because they had a pizza party, and that I was going to be out today, but I would return on Monday, and that was pretty much it. And then I headed to my meeting. The good news is when I got to the classroom this morning, that student that I've been talking about, my, you know, pretty serious behavior issue, his dad actually did respond. He did not respond to me through Remind, but he responded on the citation that his son was issued on Tuesday, I believe. And so as of right now, we're set to meet on Monday morning. It will be me, the parent, and the principal. So that's good news. I don't know what the meeting's gonna be like. I don't know what the tone of the meeting's gonna be, because the dad seems pretty uninterested in what I have to say right now, but at least he's coming. So that's good. The other thing I want to say about that situation is a couple people have asked about administrative support and are they helping me in any way? And the truth of the matter is, I think that they are helping me as much as they can. Number one of our administrators is out for the time being, which means my assistant principal, the one who's remaining, she is doing double duty. So she's taking care of her responsibilities that she was in charge of before our principal left, plus picking up the, I don't want to say the slack because that's not the proper term, plus, you know, filling in for the principal while she's away. And my assistant principal, who's primarily in charge of discipline, has said to me on more than one occasion, you know what, LaTanya, if you need a break from that particular student, then just send them up. You can just send him up if you need a break, because I understand. So she's been very supportive in that way, and I have sent him up a few times when I just need him to be removed from the classroom. But it's hard because sometimes the assistant principal isn't there, and if I send him up and she's not there, then this student is disrupting the secretaries in the office, and they have work to do. And I think I've said before, I don't like to send him to other classes because he will go to other classes and do what he does in my class in those other classes, and I don't want to put another teacher through that kind of disruptive behavior. So they do support me in that way. In terms of bigger consequences, things like suspension or, you know, things along those lines, suspending a student, at least in my district, has just become a very difficult process. In times past, if a student was misbehaving and doing X, Y, and Z and breaking school rules left and right, suspension was an option. Now, because of, I think, some lawsuit that popped up somewhere or some legal ramifications that happened in another school district, it is very difficult to just suspend a student without some sort of documentation that you've jumped through 10 hoops before putting suspension on the table. So in that regard, I feel like my administrator's hands are tied. I don't know that there's much else that they can do. I can't, I can't really do anything like, excuse me, get an aid or something along those lines, because even for stuff like that to happen, you still have to go through a process, excuse me, like an SST process, which stands for Student Study Team, where you try all these different strategies to rectify a student's behavior, but that also requires the buy-in and the participation of the parent. And right now we don't really have that. So that's why I feel like we're really stuck in a, like we're in a standstill with this particular student. So they are helping me. I don't know what else they could be doing. But hopefully, maybe Monday, I am so sorry. Hopefully Monday, things will start to turn around after this meeting with the father, so that he can hear not just me saying that this is a problem, but the assistant principal. And while I was out today, I had him spend the day in Mrs. Chu's class, because he's proven that I can't leave him in that class with the sub, because he becomes even more disruptive. And even Mrs. Chu experienced the same things that I'm experiencing. So it's not me picking on him. It's not me not being able to manage him. It's just, it just is him. I had to step out of my meeting to talk to him on the phone because he was being that disruptive in that classroom. So anyway, in regards to yesterday's vlog, I hope that you guys don't mind that there was no me talking in it. And I wanted to stay committed to vlogging and uploading every day for Vlogmas, but quite honestly, yesterday I just needed a day of silence. Sometimes when I get to such a point of stress and frustration, the best thing for me to do is just to remain quiet, to just not speak, to minimize interaction with others, and just be quiet, and just be quiet with my own thoughts. And that's kind of what I wanted to do yesterday. But at the same time, I wanted to kind of show you how I spent my mental health day and not break my little Vlogmas streak that I've been on. So I hope that you guys were okay with that style of Vlogmas. I like to think that it was maybe a little bit more artsy, because it was like a silent movie. But so I'm just glad in general that I took that day. I'm glad I resisted the urge to go in, because I always have this anxiety of like, I need to go in, especially because they had a math quiz. And so I made arrangements with Mrs. Chu to help me out with that today. And you know, they had the pizza party, so I was going to go in, and I just got to a point where I said, no, you just need to stay home. And I think that's probably one of the best choices I've made this whole school year. But I said all that to say, I am just happy that this week is over. This has been just my least favorite week, I think, with me feeling like I'm getting sick. It's been a little extra stressful with me ended up crying, and just, ugh, I just needed this week to come to an end. So I'm glad it's Friday. I am home. I am on the couch. I am watching some Judge Judy right there. Oh, there she is, sitting by the Christmas tree, which is always nice and soothing. I've got my sweatpants on. Genesis is around here somewhere. And I might just take myself a little cat nap. I'm going to hopefully convince Genesis that she does not need to go on a walk tonight, because I don't feel like going outside. But I am feeling much better. Thank you everybody who wished me well, reminded me that it was just one day, that Christmas break is right around the corner, and that we all have those bad days. It really did help, and I felt very supported. So thank you everybody. So that's it. I'm gonna relax, eat some leftovers, watch a few Vlogmas of other people's. If you're wondering who I watch, I like to watch Claire Marshall. And I like to watch, I think her name is Elle Florence. Sometimes I just like to watch non-teachers just to kind of get a different perspective. But so I'll probably watch some of that. I do watch Bridget Spackman from the Lettered Classroom and Tina Beitler, but I thought I'd also mention two non-teaching Vlogmases that I watch. I don't know if that's the right word, but that is probably what I'm going to do tonight. So I will talk to you guys later, probably tomorrow. I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you for Vlogmas Day 10 on Saturday. Bye, everybody.